First things first, how are you?
I'm doing well, chilling, very happy.
Good to
Happy
hear.
to be here.
Excellent to hear. So,
Um,
before we delve into your album and what you are working on now, I'd like to jump back a little bit. And in the final song of the album, Greatness, you mentioned your mother singing Stevie Wonder. Was your
yeah,
mother a big music fan?
definitely, yeah. She, not just Stevie Wonder, but her type of music ranges from him to Queen to all types of musicians. But definitely Stevie Wonder is the most prominent voice I remember as a kid.
Okay. What do you remember about maybe music being played around the house or your mother singing?
Um, just such a, place of not feeling judged. It was just anything goes. All types of music was played. Because my dad is from Nigeria, so I also had African music as well. And yeah, just a house that was very free spirited and all different types of music, hip hop in there as well. So it's fun.
And you are someone, obviously you have music, but I read you also like to paint and you have other creative outlets. So which came first?
I think painting came first for me. I remember just always drawing pictures in class and stuff, always like doodling or whatever. And for me, it's a passion of mine, and it's kind of serves as a therapeutic thing to paint and to just also just draw and let my mind go
Sure.
crazy. Yeah.
Early on, what kind of things would you draw?
I used to draw a lot of sheep and animals and pyramids. I used to love drawing pyramids.
So what about them? Is it the Egyptian culture that you liked, or?
Yeah, I went there when I
Okay.
was maybe 8.
Okay.
So I remember going there and just being completely tripped out and feeling such a spiritual vibe even at a young age. So I love the pyramids and I love Egyptian culture a lot.
Can I assume you still paint and draw to this day?
Yeah, I still I'm into graffiti, so I draw graffiti pieces. Paint graffiti pieces in my spare time. That's something that's kind of fun to me.
And how does kind of this creative outlet, the visual aspect, kind of meld with the musical one?
For me, it goes hand in hand. They're kind of two worlds that I've always tried to marry with each other. Because I'm a visual person, so I take the same process with my music, which I try to always make, visual and introspective. And yeah, I always cover everything with a visual kind of map.
Especially early on, then, can you remember the first couple of songs that you wrote?
No, not really. A lot of it was like poetry.
Okay.
I used to just write I used to go on the internet and look up big words, find the meaning, and then make things around that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've always just like written things down that I've seen. I just think words have beauty in them. I've always had a fascination with words and trying to.
Well, that's quite interesting because obviously you grew up in Dublin, Ireland. Ireland, there is a rich tradition in language and using words in
Language
a way.
and
So
particularly.
did you kind of sponge that up?
Yeah. Because in school we learn about these poets that are from Dublin. Just
Right.
on my doorstep are some of the greatest writers and poets ever. So when you learn about them in school, it's cool to just know that they're walking the same streets you walk, and that's cool because in terms of hip hop, we don't have other people that we can that get idolized or get
Right.
celebrated in the same way poets do. So for me, poets have always been that people of inspiration.
So starting out, and then especially early on, when there's no kind of your mind is not with the business side or anything. So when you just start writing and enjoying the music, what was your ambition or your idea of making music?
My idea, I'm still trying to find out my idea, but for me, it was always just an escape and also just something to just show my friends, and it was more just for a conversation purpose. Like I made a song, check it out, or I can rap like him. It's easy, and again, it's that same kind of like process of showing your friends, but then it became something that really became a passion, and I really enjoyed the process of making music and seeing how much words can impact people, and that was something that tripped me out a little bit.
Yeah, was there a specific moment or maybe a song or that you kind of realized, hey, I can impact people with what I do, what I say?
I think it was when I started playing shows,
Okay.
and you just go to different cities, and no matter the language barrier, nothing like that, people still somewhat resonate with the words and the stories, and that was something I never ever felt before in my life. So once I felt that, it was just such motivation to really keep pushing my shit, and also just keep pushing it with a positive message, and understanding my role in the world now, and just, yeah.
And you say you have all these poets, and was there something you were looking for when you were writing? Was it very self-reflective?
Yeah, I think it was quite self-reflective. I think I was always looking for like a place of acceptance, and I think music brought that for me. It brought like-minded people, and everything just became more colorful, as opposed to just living in Dublin and not seeing too many outlets or places to escape. And yeah, music for me definitely didn't save my life, but definitely put me on the right path, I think.
And well, you touched upon it already, but I don't know what the hip hop scene is like in Ireland, in Dublin. So, as you kind of, how did you find or navigate your way through it? How did you kind of, when you started out?
I didn't really exist in it. I just was outside, like, from an outside perspective. I was just like in my bedroom, just like making music. So I think I pay a lot of respect to like the internet in terms of like my journey to where I am now. But the hip hop scene in Dublin has always been flourishing. It's always been there. I guess it's just never had. Firstly, I wouldn't say there's a platform for people to release music on and reap the rewards of that. It's just more, you do it because you got a passion for it, and I feel like people that do it in Dublin, it's not really like people aren't making money off it, you know what I mean? So it's a different kind of thing. I think now it's sick that we've had this burst of just like different, just multi-cult, like just it's so much more out there, and there's so much more people and places to, yeah.
What was it like then for you to go to America, where it's kind of almost the other way around, where there is a lot of hip hop, especially I think in Florida where you went to? Yeah,
definitely. For me, it was great to go out there because I really soaked up the culture, and there was definitely a culture shock at the same time. Just because a lot of what I based my perception of America was just through movies, and then when I got there, it wasn't really exactly how I imagined it to be.
Did you like it?
I liked it, yeah, but I think living there, it's not really a place for me. It's a crazy place, and I don't know. It's a country that needs a lot of improvement.
Sure. But in terms of the music, because like I said, obviously there's a very rich hip hop tradition, and not to just limit this to hip hop, but there's rich music tradition. So, was it there that you kind of found your drive, or found how should I say this, kind of your reason to continue with it?
I think kind of, but I think when I went to London is when I really found like a reason to do music and like a purpose. And again, when I met other musicians, they totally it kind of just all connected and clicked, and it all made sense. And I kind of went from doing it for myself to kind of trying to do it for like more people, and then like 10 people became 50, and then played shows, and then the whole idea like fans came, and it was just, I just kind of took it like person from person, and then just became this thing. And I think it's cool to like make music for like people now. That was something I never thought about or envisioned or expected, so it's crazy.
And in that respect, I can assume that the last 2 years have been quite crazy for you as well. So what has been the biggest difference in terms of your day-to-day?
A lot of things, I think. I'm a little bit more cautious about, certain things. Everything changes. I'm definitely a different person now. I'm a lot more mature. I feel like where everything happened, I'm a lot more able to handle things now. As opposed to before, I'd kind of just run away and try to, deal with it on my own, but that's not always the best kind of way. So I feel now I'm in a position that's good, and I'm well capable of handling everything, I think.
And this kind of mental development, how much was making this album part of that, of kind of like you say, becoming a little bit more mature? And
I think most of the album, actually. I think if you look back at my first release to this release, you can just see such growth, I feel, which I think is a good thing. it's definitely good when artists show progression, I think, you know. So yeah, there was a lot of like different emotions and life experiences in the process of making the album, and I think although some of them were bad, it's definitely good for me to share my stories, and it's sick that it's resonating with people, and it's it wasn't done in a forced way. It was all just super natural for me to make, and that's a good thing.